Welcome to Your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored today and this week by B2B panel from USAMP. The Star Online, a newspaper in Malaysia, covered part of last week's market research in the Mobile World Conference in Kuala Lumpur. Here are some of the highlights that they provided. MasterCard Privacy and Protection Counsel Derek Ho, saying he was speaking for himself and not his company, noted that privacy policies don't fit on the small mobile screens that we all use. And he said that few consumers even read those policies when they are presented to them. And Market Research Society of Malaysia President Barry Wooey suggested that every market research agency establish their own internal privacy policy, even if they don't necessarily share it with respondents. On to our 2 Minutes With segment, today featuring one of the industry's most innovative thinkers and research practitioners. So, what's on your mind, KL Communications President Kevin Lonnie?
First of all, Bob, let me be the first to congratulate you as you start your 19th year at RFL Communications. And they said it wouldn't last. Well, actually, I think it was Larry Gold who said it wouldn't last. Anyway, Bob has given me 2 minutes to rant about our industry. And why should you listen? Well, I've been around the block a few times over the past 20 years, primarily building custom panels and communities for everyone from Delta Airlines to Sony Electronics to Bacardi. And I was there back in 1996, along with Bob, when everyone was saying online research would never catch on and that phone would remain the gold standard. Okay, that changed. And that gives me some perspective to realize that things do change when better options present themselves. And the better options we have now are about to blow up the traditional MR business model. As you know, Bob, and regular viewers of RBDR realize that Bob knows everything, the MR revenue model has always been driven by data collection. CPI costs have traditionally been 80% or more of the total research cost. And heck, even qual pricing has always been driven by the number of groups, major markets, minor markets, cost per group, etc. So what's our motivation? I mean, basically as suppliers, our motivation has always been to deliver more. We'll give you more data, more groups. More was where the money was, haystacks of data. But now our industry is moving to a business model based on delivering elusive needles in the haystack. Now, we don't have much choice in all this. It's basically being foisted upon us. Clients are realizing that they can get all the data they want cheaper and faster through big data or even Google surveys. Don't get me started on Google. So that's turned our business model on its head. So what does this all mean for us? Well, I see two camps of needle finders emerging out of all this. On the quant side, the analysts are going to be asked to obtain big data. Now, everyone's going to have access to the same data. That doesn't mean they're all going to be able to mine it for insights. So understanding the data relationships, providing a holistic viewpoint, that's going to fall into the new quant jock, or should I say data scientist, which is the term being used in magazines like Wall Street Journal, which is a really spiffy upgrade for our quant jock friends. The other area I see emerging is customer co-creation, and I think this will become the new qual. Instead of running concepts past consumers via groups, the same thing we've done for the last half century, you're going to invite passionate customers into an iterative co-creation process. And customers will be happy to engage in meaningful exchanges with the brands they trust. All right, let me get back to the money thing, because the other big issue is how do we get clients to buy into the way we're going to want to price our services? We have to think differently. We have to restructure our pricing. We just can't pull it with truckloads of data, throw them on the scale, and expect to get paid anymore. So I encourage you, stop thinking about your value in terms of CPI costs. Number of markets, yada, yada, yada. That's haystack thinking. Repeat after me. There's no money in hay. And start thinking about a fair cost for delivering game-changing insight, which is what everyone wants at the end of the day. So what's the value of good MR? A whole lot more if it can deliver this.
That's your Research Business Daily Report, sponsored by B2B Panel from USAMP. Check it out at the link beneath this video screen. Have a great research day, and please join us again tomorrow.